over. Y'all know where I stand. Basically, we're gonna give the floor to Miss BB Christine right here.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
So, as everybody knows, my first episode was last week on Monday. I have a guest speaker today. I want to have guest speakers every week. So anybody that is interested, please feel free to send me a message. I would love to have you on, talk about your personal experiences, how you deal with mental health, and let's crush mental health in 2024. Now, Mr. Red, let's talk to you. Mental health with you. What brought you to the circle of mental health, and then getting out of that funk, and how you're helping people and how you helped yourself?
Basically, I mean, my story is not really that interesting. I guess you would say. Basically, I'm gonna put it in a nutshell for y'all. A lot of my chat pretty much know a little bit a lot about me, especially actually Jay's in the building right now. For me, it started about 10, 12 years ago. I own a company called ADC Dispatch and Delivery LLC, and it's a small trucking company. I was a long distance truck driver before, and I left that field and moved into transportation for myself, basically. And I moved into Sprinter vans, and so I started my own company then in transportation, and basically. Basically, for a long time, I was on cruise control. I was just going through the motions. You know what I'm saying? I was just like on cruise control for about 10 years. I was just like, was dealing with substance abuse. I was drunk for 10 years straight, basically. I was just high, drunk all the time, but like I said, it wasn't nothing on the outside. On the outside, it looked fine. You know what I mean? I'm running my company. I'm taking care of my mother, my father, my family, you know what I mean? Kids, everything was, everything was okay. Making plenty of money, vacations, just a regular life, but I just wasn't engaged in none of that. Actually, I don't remember half of it, if you really want to know the truth.
Right. So absolutely. That's what we're here to do, is speak the truth.
Basically, I was just going through the motions, and it was basically, I was to a point where at first I was just going through the motions, just being in depressed mode after that. And I felt like my body was going down. I felt like I was pulling muscles, just taking out the trash. I'm on a heating pad for 3 or 4 days, week at a time. You know what I mean? I'm dehydrated and I'm drinking more, and then I'm getting high more. You know what I mean? I'm hurting more. And I just felt like I was just going downhill. My body was breaking down on me. You know what I mean? And subconsciously, I was out of control. You know what I mean? And to the outside, everything was cool. You know what I mean?
Right.
Nobody had a clue. And so, of course, I prayed to God, and he took that evil spirit off of me. And January 1st, 2022, I got off the couch.
And getting off the couch brought you to fitness?
Well, it brought me to sobriety to start with. It brought me to sobering up. It brought me to not smoking and getting high. And I started working out that same day. That was January 1.
Thank you, Cowboy.
And just one day at a time, I started 8 push-ups, turned into 10 push-ups, turned into not drinking that next 5 minutes, that hour, that next day, not smoking, not getting high, starting to clear up, you know what I mean? And I started listening to my body more. Um, and basically, that's how I got started coming out of the darkness. That's how that was the initial of getting out of the depressed stage. And so I was doing that for like a month or so in my place, just doing push-ups, trying to get myself together, staying away from the alcohol, staying away from, getting high and all of that, you know what I mean? And basically I was meditating in my own self, I was finding mental strength, you know what I mean?
Now,
By focusing on my
like during that time, don't mean to stop you, but during
No,
that
go
time
ahead.
where they're dealing with like addiction and drug abuse and alcohol, were there people that you had to eliminate out of your life that that were influences to that you
For
had to
me,
really eliminate so that you didn't fall back to a certain spot or a certain, from frame of mind?
for me, I didn't shun anybody. Um, it wasn't like that it wasn't like I couldn't go around anybody or anything like that. Just for me, now other people are different.
Mhm.
For me, I was done. I was, you know what I mean? I didn't have to run from anybody. I was fighting against my damn self.
Mhm.
It was me against that man in the mirror,
Right.
you know.
Thank you,
So
Kelly.
when I made it up in my mind to, to start making a change, I mean, I was still hurting. I was still, you know what I mean, body hurting. I was still, in a bad way. So I didn't want people to see me.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm the one that's got to look in the mirror, and I was battling against that guy. I wasn't battling against other people or staying, you know what I mean, as triggers or anything like that at that time. At that
Mhm.
time,
Okay.
it was just me against me
Mhm.
against that spirit that was on me, and me against my addiction. You know what I mean? At that time, that was the initial.
Right.
You know,
Now, do you find now that you have triggers and do you know what they are?
um, I believe that now. Speaking about now, my triggers are complacent, being just inactive.
Gotcha.
Those are some triggers that I'm getting better at. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I'm getting better at finding that rest space without, you know what I mean? Because I'm not going to tell you no lie. I still, you know what I mean? Here it is 2 years later, and I think about smoking a cigarette, but I'm bigger than that. I come too far. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I said, I've everybody has their demons. You know what I mean? Everybody, no matter how much they make it look good, how much they, say it's not so. Everybody got their demons. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's for me. I just made friends with mine. You know what I mean? I mean,
If you can
I
make
just,
friends with them, that's a great thing.
you
For
know what
me,
I mean?
I went through years not even knowing what a trigger was.
Yeah.
And I know that there was many times that I was triggered and I would get mad or I would get angry, but I had no idea why.
I hear you.
And it's just been recently that I've realized what a trigger was
Mm,
and how to recognize it and then
good.
how to say, okay, this is what I can't be around. This is what I don't want to be around. These are my triggers. So that's why I ask, because a lot of people, it's really difficult to know what your triggers are.
True indeed.
And
True.
when people would ask me, do you ever get triggered? I said no, because I didn't have a clue.
Got you.
You know,
Got you.
and then once I dealt with people around me that were telling me about their triggers and what triggered them, I had no idea something as small as a spoon being in the sink was going to be a trigger for me. You know what I mean?
I hear you. I hear you.
Um, but it was just those little things. And you were like, I thought I was just, I thought you were just OCD, but not a trigger, but it was just little things like that that have come up. that I know that are triggers.
Definitely. Basically, because my chat is in here, and a lot of my people that really don't know you, just if you could speak to a little bit about yourself, just to introduce you to the East Coast.
Started this journey years ago from the veterans that are in my family that suffer from mental health, which is my dad, my uncles, friends, cousins.
Welcome in, y'all.
And I saw the mental health problems that they were going through. So that's what actually started me on this journey. And then having my, trauma come back up all these years later really put that nail in that coffin for me to put a fire under myself and really start doing something.
That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. Cause I know I have a lot of veteran friends that I'm actually sharing it out to them because I need for them to come in here and you know what I mean and get some of this right here.
Absolutely.
You would never think. I mean, living in the outside world. I mean, just moving around, moving and shaking. You forget about the freedoms, the people who fought for the freedoms that we all have. You know what I mean? And people say they don't have the freedoms, but yeah, you do. And it's people that left body parts and left their mental capacity on that battlefield for you. You to do
Absolutely.
what you do. And then they come back here and, you know what I mean? They're not getting taken care of. Like, really? This is what we're voting for. This is why your vote count. This is the reason why you know what I mean? We need to be definitely making sure that we vote for our in-state panels and making, and voting for these certain bills that be coming up. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because
And I believe that there's more people that need to help veterans
yeah,
get the entitlements that they deserve.
let me say it again.
The one thing that the government doesn't tell you when you sign the dotted line, they tell you all the things that you're entitled to, once you sign the dotted line. But once you exit the military, they don't give you a pamphlet and say, here's all the paperwork that you need to fill out to get the help that you need or the entitlements that you're given. And the other day I had somebody ask me, because they were calling it a benefit. And I was like, those aren't benefits for these military people. I work in a corporate field. And when I leave a job and go to another job, I lose those benefits, which are health benefits, 401k benefits. When you leave the military, you're still entitled. So it's not a benefit, it's something that they're entitled to. So I really try to help if I meet veterans, help them figure out what paperwork that they need, if they need to, apply for benefits, apply for, what they're entitled to. If you guys have veterans that are in here, hit me up, hit up my DMs, start following me. I'll follow you back. I'm more than happy to, give as much knowledge as I have in this. I've worked with friends and family members to get their entitlements. I have friends that work in the field that go to bat for veterans, that will go to court with veterans to help you guys get what you need.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping one of my partners come in. My man Free, he's a veteran. He's been going back and forth with,
Thank you,
with the
everyone.
VA, for years now. So I'm hoping he's going to stick his head in here a little bit and definitely get, be able to reach out to you and maybe y'all can, collaborate or he can ask you some questions to get moving, get his situation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that mental health for veterans is huge.
Hey, welcome in.
When they go and fight this war for us, they come home and they're programmed to do what they do over there. They're not deprogrammed when they come home, and they're not given anything that helps them get back to a normal life. And so when they throw them back into these households, there's no counseling for the veteran. There's no counseling for the wife and the children to understand what their husband or wives are coming home to and how to react. My journey with the veteran started with, I met a veteran when I was out. He'd only been home for 2 months after he had been gone for a couple years, and his wife packed up the kids, said he was crazy, and left, which in turn spiraled him out of control, led to drugs, alcohol, and his mental abuse. And just his mental health, because he was homeless at the time. Then he went and started living in a homeless shelter. You see it all the time. And I know that there is more veterans on the street living homeless than there should be. Because if there were people out there to help them get the things that they were entitled to, they would be getting the things that they need so that they don't live homeless. They'd be getting the money that they deserve. They'd be getting the health care. They'd be getting the housing.
Definitely.
Welcome in, everybody.
A lot of my friends they definitely need to hear this, and because they forget about the mental health aspect of that also. You know what I mean? And and first thing they do is want to call the police or they, you know what I mean? The first thing they want to do is try to put them away somewhere instead of at least trying to understand the situation.
Right.
It's just crazy. It's like a revolving door with some of these veterans.
Well, you can't put somebody in a combat zone and then bring them home and not have them still have a combat mind.
Definitely. It's like you taking a doggone trained unaliver and you put them back in society and say, hey, deal with it.
Right.
Crazy. You know what I mean? Hey, Kate, thank you. Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, mental health, the mental health side, takes on a lot of forms, you know what I mean? A lot of different forms. And, of course we can't do it all, but at least one conversation, one podcast, one panel, 1 hour, 2 hours at a time, maybe we can make some kind of difference over here. Maybe we can, put our energy into some positive things and have some real positive, hard conversations around here.
Right. Now, getting back to you, I introduced myself to your live, since my live already kind of knows me. So what started ReddZone? And everybody who's in my live that's not following ReddZone, please go in, follow this man. He is amazing.
Yes. Everybody follow BB Christine. Follow. Am I pointing the right direction? This way?
Follow Red. He's amazing. He's got some great stuff on there. He is a workout beast.
Appreciate y'all. For those who don't know me, I'm ReddZone, Gerald Connor. Basically, what started ReddZone was that I was going through my own depressed state. Hey, what's happening, y'all? How y'all doing? Come on in, Queen, Kayla.
Thank y'all for coming in. Grab your heartbeat.
My chat. Thank y'all. Basically, I was going through, like I said, I'm gonna start from where I kind of left off. I was going through my depressed state. I've been depressed for a lot of years, and I was just going through the motions, and basically I finally got myself together a little bit, and after the initial sobering up, and getting clean, not like hard drugs, but marijuana, cigarettes, drinking that, because it was so plentiful. And it was just like everyday thing, Long story short, after I finally, made it up in my mind that I was done with that life, I started working out that same day. And I started noticing that I was able to deal with things a lot better and then I was trying to figure out why was it so different from before. During this time, I'm really looking at myself in the mirror. I'm really checking myself and, really holding myself accountable about things that I've done and things that I was doing, to people and to myself. You know what I mean? So basically, what it was, I found a formula that worked for me, and I wanted to tell other people. It was basically, I was paying attention to my techniques. I was paying attention to my breathing. I was listening to my body more. You know what I mean? I mean, really, really closing
Thank you.
everything else out, and really listening to myself without all the noise. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And 10 minutes turned into 15 minutes, turned into 30 minutes. And I started realizing that I was able to deal with outside stresses. I was able to deal with other people and other things better. I could handle it better. I was approaching things better. And my mental was changing because I was getting clear. I was starting to see through clear eyes, and my body was detoxing, and I started really being able to listen to myself.
Mm-hmm.
No, I've never been in counseling. This is the reason why I started ReddZone. Because some people don't go through counseling, can't afford counseling, or they don't want to do that type of thing if they are not, like, some people are not in a mental state. Some people are depressed. Some people just have stress. Some people, you know what I mean? So what ReddZone is, it's just basically getting into yourself, watching your technique, listening to your body, closing the world out for a certain amount of time. And I found that it gives your brain a break from everything else. And you're basically centering yourself. Almost like it is a form of meditation that you wouldn't even consider in that realm, in that meditation realm. You know what I mean? But listening to your body, listening to your technique, watching your technique, listening to your breathing, watching your breathing, and you're giving your brain a break for that 30 minutes, for that hour.
Mm-hmm.
And you're actually training your own body, and you're training your mind. You're giving your brain a break. So when you do have to go outside the door, outside the gym, you're actually able to deal with the outside stresses and outside, influences with a calmer spirit,
Mm-hmm.
with a better, you're approaching things with a lot better. And I
Right.
noticed that the more that I did that, the better I got with it. The better I got with, dealing with the stresses and dealing with my mental issues, or dealing with the depression. And I just noticed that, and I was like, okay, well, how can I tell other people how to do this? Because I was getting good with it. You know what I mean? So I was like, well, damn, I know that somebody got to be going through the same thing. You know what I mean? And everybody's not, in a position to. Most men don't even know they got a problem, let alone talk about it.
Right. Well, remember back in the day, men were taught to be quiet, be strong, don't cry, don't show vulnerability, don't show don't show any emotion, period.
Definitely.
You know,
Definitely.
you
I'm
always walk
one of those
around,
men.
you always walk around with the poker face.
That's it.
Nothing's bothering you. Everything's
Man,
okay.
just get to it. Just
Mm-hmm.
get to it. And, I found that my brand of fitness is not only, physical, but it's mental, you know what I mean? And I'm able to show my clients how to how to still themselves, how to have the poise, how to have the balance of fitness and mental stability, and try to help them strengthen their mental capacity through fitness. You know
Right.
what I mean? My brand of fitness, I believe, is just my way of adding to the mental health awareness subject topic.
Right.
I'm not a foremost authority on the other way people have to deal with their issues, but I can only tell my story. I can tell, how I dealt with my depression.
Right.
And hopefully, if that can help somebody, that's the reason why I started ReddZone. That was the whole, to strengthen mental health through fitness. And that's what I stand on. That's what I preach. And that's what I'm going to continue doing. You know what I mean? And that's what I came to social media for, to
Right.
show people
Well,
that don't
we
have
can
those
see that we
resources.
can see you do it through fitness.
Well, see, the thing about it is, I tell my clients, I can help you, your fitness, your physical. I can help you with your mental. Now I can help you with now your spiritual's on you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, like for you, I mean, everybody is so different. For you, it's working out. As you can tell, I don't work out much.
Oh, you're amazing. You're amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. But for me, it's not, I don't work out for my mental health. I wish I had that mindset because I would be in so much better shape. But for me, it's through meditation. So I meditate before I go to sleep to clear my mind. I meditate first thing in the morning to clear that, to clear my mind so that I can start the day on a positive note, reflect on the things that I did the day before so I could be better this day that I'm coming into. The one thing that I love is that I don't like negativity in my house. And I believe when I was in a relationship that when we got off of work, instead of bringing the negativity home and bringing that mental energy inside, we take a walk. And when we're walking the neighborhood, and we just keep walking because I could have had
beautiful.
I could have had a really bad day. He might have had a really bad day, so we could have walked miles, or both of us had a decent day and not really a bad day. So we may have only walked 2 blocks, but we release all that negative energy outside and out into the universe so that when we come back home and come inside, it's a place of peace. That's because that's our sanctuary.
Right
that's our
there.
peace.
Now that's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna have to bite that style right there. I'm gonna have to use that one. I mean, because it just makes sense, and you know what I mean. It just makes sense because you have somebody to go with that journey on, to take that journey with, and for me that is amazing.
You know what I'm going to say this
right there.
Even as a single person, you know how when you're in the car and you're driving
I'm
home,
single, so
me too now. But when you're driving home and you're pissed off, right? And a lot of times you'll get out of your car and then you go into the house and you slam the door. And for you might do 50 push-ups. You know what I mean? And be like, oh my God, do your 50 push-ups and call it a day, and it clears your mind. But what I would say for me, if I pull up and I'm in a bad mood, I walk a block.
Queen.
Walk a block and I release that negative energy out into the air so I'm not bringing it in my house. And if it's for you doing 50 push-ups, do 50 push-ups on your driveway. Do 50 push-ups outside your door. Don't take that negative energy inside and try, because even though you're releasing it from your body, you're releasing it in your sanctuary. Keep your sanctuary in your home space clean of that negative energy.
Wow, that's hot. That's hot. That is something to think about. That's a beautiful thing. And I'm just saying, I kind of have a different, not a different, but like I say, because we're in different cars, but we're going to the same place. We're trying to get to the same, the same result. I tell my clients a lot. I'm like, the weight of the world is going to be on you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You're a black man in America. You know what I mean? The weight of the world is already on you. So just turn it inwards. You know what I mean? Take that pressure, take that that stress, and make it work for you. You know what I mean? Turn it internally. You know what I mean? And make it work for you. Put it to work. You're gonna have that monkey on your back anyway.
Right.
Put that monkey to work then. You feel me? Just real.
Right.
Because for me, you might as well turn it into something good. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be there anyway.
Right.
So yeah, but I'm definitely gonna take that. I'm gonna bite that style right there. I'm gonna bite that. I'm gonna take a walk around the block and keep that stress out of my house.
Release that.
But I leave it at the gym a lot too. So.
Hi, Jen. What did you say? You be at the gym a lot?
I leave it at the gym. You know what I mean? I leave it at the gym a lot. You know what I mean?
And I would say wherever for you, like if you own, that's your place. Like ReddZone is your place. You know what I mean? That's your gym. So for you, that's your sanctuary. So I
No,
would
it's
say,
not my gym. It's not my gym. I'm a
oh,
personal
okay.
trainer in that gym. But
Okay.
yeah, I have access to the gym anytime,
Oh,
24,
gotcha.
24
Okay.
hours a day. So yeah,
Hey, friends.
I'm working on that.
But I would say to anybody out there, wherever you call your place, wherever you call your sanctuary, wherever you feel is at peace, take your negative energy or take that bad energy and leave it outside the door. Take that walk around the block.
Yeah.
If you are in your car and it's raining, hell, go to a mall, go to Walmart, walk up and down the aisles, release it there.
Definitely.
Release it anywhere that you can other than your home and your sanctuary. Keep
That's
that your place of peace.
yeah, that's definitely key. That was hot there. Y'all get that? I hope y'all listening. You know what I mean? Don't take it to the crib.
Exactly. Exactly. And I've done that for a long time. Since,
Cool, cool.
and I think from being held hostage and taken and all of that stuff, being locked up, and it was all negative. You know what I mean? So once you're set free, you don't want to bring any negative back into a closed space.
I hear that. I hear that. Ooh. I mean, I'm saying I don't want to harp on, on your story, but I mean, just for my chat to hear that is just like, I mean, what do you, I mean, you are superwoman over there. You know what I mean? You have the
I
cape and
wish,
all. You feel me? You got the
I
cape
wish,
and all.
I wish I did have the cape and all. I was just a,
Man, you
I,
got
I
to
was,
give yourself a lot of credit now.
I was,
Give
I
yourself
was a
credit.
single mother who was on a mission to get back to her child and her family. And when you're a mother, you do anything that you can to get back to your child.
I
You
hear that.
know, you as a father, you
Yes.
know, um, even if you
Yeah,
were,
fireman.
if you were in the military, you wherever you are, even if it was a burning building, that's trauma, but that's a place that is coming down. Your main goal is to get out of there because you have kids to live for.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
When you're single and there's nothing to live for, then you just are like, okay, well, I guess I'm a goner. But when you have something to live for, you keep that positive
I mean,
spirit.
y'all gotta find ways to love yourself. I tell my clients, I
Absolutely.
mean, it's like a light bulb on with a lot of my clients. I mean, when you don't have that
Me neither.
that thing to what you so called live for, you gotta love you. It's because I notice when my clients start to find when they start to see their results, when they start get past the sore stage, and you know what I mean, they get past the I don't see no results stage, and they start looking at themselves in the mirror, they fall in love with themselves. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? And that's what I want to help people do. I want to help people to start to fall in love with themselves again. You know what I mean? Not just for all of the results that you get from working out, but it's the mental side too. It's you know what I mean? You got to start loving on yourself. Damn, you love everything else and everybody else. Give yourself some. You feel me? Man, it's
Absolutely.
okay. Trust me, it's
Well,
okay.
I'm hoping that you can help me through this fitness thing that you got going on. I
I
know
can
you,
help anybody. Trust me. If I
I
can help
know,
this old body, I can help anybody.
I know you said that you have a 30-day star plan and
Yes, yes.
you
I
said
have a
with no
Kickstart
way, no
program that
excuses,
I
I could
that
do it
I
here at
do
home.
that basically you got to understand I've had this program. I've done this program from back in the day 16 years ago, and it was born out of adversity, and here that same workout is helping people everywhere. You know what I mean? And the only difference between beginner and advanced is just adding of weight. You know what I mean?
Right.
So basically, you would just basically start fresh. Just forget everything you know and start from the beginning. You know what I
Well,
mean? And
I
actually
don't know
just start
nothing.
moving your body.
I don't
Huh?
know nothing.
Well, see, you have me now.
Mhm.
You got me, and I wanted Jay's in the chat right now, and I want to tell Jay. I've been waiting to tell you. I want you to shorten your power. Your power is way out here. I want your power close. I want you to be able to bang. You know what I mean? Bang. You know what I mean? Real short motions. Is you got so much power that you're not. I don't think you're using. I think you need to doggone bring your power closer to you. That way your inside game is amazing. But anyway, that's just because she's right here and I gotta tell her that. Definitely, definitely. But yeah, that's what we're here for. We're here to just to show people that, hey, you know what I mean, we're regular people, and we have the same issues, we have the same ups and downs, and there's no
Compassion.
halo on around here. Around here, there's no halo. You know what I
No,
mean?
no.
Um,
And the things that sometimes the things that people see when they watch my videos or when they see your videos, no one has a clue of the things that I've been through. No one can
yeah,
look at me and say, you know, oh, you know, when people see me, they were like, oh, she lived a great life, or no one has no idea the things that I've been through or what I've overcome or how I even overcame them. What I did realize is that if I don't speak, if I don't speak up, there are people out there that think that they're alone, because for many years I felt that I was alone and I was the only one who went through this stuff. And then I realized once
yeah,
social media came about and these, men and women started getting, enough courage and vulnerability to speak their truth, I was still afraid to speak my truth.
I get that.
You know,
Trust,
but
I get that.
but the one thing that I did realize is that I wasn't alone.
Mm,
But I still felt that weight of what people were going to think, how they were going to judge me, and that right there messes with your mental health.
yeah, true indeed. True indeed.
You know,
True indeed.
and
So what? How did you get the courage to actually? Because your story is like heavy. You know what I mean? So how did you get the courage to actually to be sitting right here?
my girlfriend who just went through this, and everybody for the last year has been telling me to start this, to do it, and I was scared. I'm
I'm
not a
glad you're
person
here.
who
I
I'm
definitely am
not a
glad you're here.
person who likes to speak in public, who likes to speak to people like this. I just get scared. But everybody's like, you were just
Trust
born.
me.
They were
Trust
like, you were
me.
born to do this. And I was like, no, I wasn't. And they were like, it's like, you seem like a natural. But I was like, you have no idea. It's like, like the actresses, you have no idea backstage before they come out or before they do that scene that their heart's fluttering, their
Yes.
hands are shaking. But then the
Yes.
minute that camera goes on, a completely different person. And
Definitely.
so for me, that's how I had to look at it, was let me get into basically a different character mode. Because if I don't speak up and people don't hear my story, then they'll continue to feel alone
Yeah.
if nobody else has been through that. And,
Definitely.
somebody that maybe hasn't gone through what I've gone through, some people think that theirs is really, really bad, so they don't want to say anything. But they were like, okay, I can say something. She went through something worse,
Yeah.
and what
Definitely.
I can say is what I went through wasn't as bad, because the young lady that he held captive
Go
after
back.
me for 7 years went through way more than I did. So what I went through wasn't as bad as what she went through.
It's all bad, but I hear you.
And then there's, look at the stories that have been out there with the young women that were held for years, 20 years, 18 years,
Yeah. I saw it.
and unfortunately they had children with their kidnappers,
Yeah.
and
Crazy.
you know,
Oh.
so I can't
Oh.
imagine the mental health problems that they go through
Ooh.
and the mental
Oh.
health that their children are going through. and all the help that they need.
That's bananas.
And if they got the courage to be able to speak up,
who are we, right?
And tell their story, right? Who am I? I'm nobody.
Right.
But I can be a funnel for the next person to say, hey, I might say something that triggers somebody in a good way to say,
I'm
hey,
feeling the same way.
I can
when it comes down to men.
Right. I can do this. And I thank you for joining me tonight. I've had so many people in my life say thank you for your vulnerability. Thank you, Red, for just being on here, for showing your strength, because there's not a lot of men that are out there that's willing to get on a pod or on a panel and speak his truth.
Definitely, Jay. Definitely. Generations, age, of course.
Oh my goodness. We were programmed for the last few generations to not speak our truth, to hold in the secrets. Mm-hmm. So we're holding in secrets of our ancestors. We're holding in secrets.
My chat is just now saying they're referring to that. A lot of us descendants of people who were captive.
Right. And
I mean, generations ago, of course.
Oh my gosh.
Something powerful to think about. They're reacting to your question, And
I was just at breakfast with my family. I have breakfast with them every Sunday. And I said, I wanted them to know what I was doing because there's a lot of stuff that would come up, obviously, in here that some of them know and don't know.
Yes.
But I wanted them to be aware. But what I did want them to know is that what they were taught and what they taught us was to keep these secrets. And that's the name of my podcast, is Whispering Secrets. I said, my great-grandmother and my great-great-grandmother, they used to sit on a stoop and they used to tell those stories. They didn't hold anything in.
Definitely.
But then as time went on, it was what happens in this house stays in this house. What happens stays here. You don't tell nobody. We don't want the neighbors to judge. Our great-grandmother
Secrets is her name of her podcast. I don't mean to cut you off. My chat is asking. Whispering Secrets is her podcast, and she's on every Monday night at 7:00. Going to be moving forward, right? 7.
Yep, 7.
Moving forward. She's going to be every Monday night, 7 Pacific time. So 10:00 Eastern time.
Yes. And everybody who's in my chat right now, go follow Red.
And I'm actually her guest, so hopefully, if y'all act right, I might be invited back. Damn it!
You'll definitely be invited back for sure. But going back to to breaking that chain, our great grandmothers and stuff used to sit and tell us stories and tell us stuff, and we stopped doing that. You know what I mean? We stopped telling the stories. And now we hold our kids and our parents. They told us the stories, but it didn't go past that. You know what I mean? So then you hold this weight on your shoulders from generations. And where do you break that cycle? Break the generational curse of not saying anything. Let's speak up. I was trying to I explained it to my dad as it's like a piece of wood and you have a piece of sandpaper. And this was my ancestors up here. But as you take that sandpaper and file it down, that board gets thinner and thinner. And now I'm at the generation where not my daughter, but my grandchildren are here. That board's about to break.
Yeah, definitely.
So what do we do? So now their generation, I'm teaching their generation, now that they're broken, teaching their generation to speak up. Let's build that block back up.
Yeah.
And I get that as generations go on, they're going to start sanding again because they're going to start holding those secrets back in.
Yeah, I hear that.
But I pray that one of them one day will realize, like I have, don't hold those secrets in.
Yeah.
It's not embarrassing. Who cares? You know what? People are going to judge you regardless.
Right.
They're
Tell
going
me
to talk
about
about you. They're going to judge you.
it.
So
Tell me about it.
let
Tell
them
me
talk
about it.
and let them judge.
Yeah, and I'm trying to get my men to understand because a lot of times I get these conversations away from the social media. I get these conversations in the gym.
Hmm.
I get these conversations with men that want to be able to speak and speak their truth, but they just won't. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that being here and doing more of these panels and podcasts, and you know what I mean. Hopefully, my guys, the men will be able to say, well, hey, I got something to say. Maybe let me look at something. Let me think about something. This is how I've been feeling, and try to, loosen it up. You know what I mean? Just try to loosen up a little bit and let, maybe a drip or turn into, you know what I mean, opportunity for somebody to actually be able to spill and get some of
Right.
that out and actually help somebody here, especially as men. You know what I
Right.
mean? So y'all guys in here, if it, you know what I mean, basically, man, just one step at a time, one minute at a time, and just hopefully, you know what I mean, you'll be able to do better. That's the whole idea of us being here, to try to do better.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of people that don't want to air their stuff on social media.
I mean,
You
I was that
never,
one.
we never know who's listening. We never know who's watching. I happened to was shocked on my first podcast when I was telling my story, and my cousin happened to be in my podcast, and I didn't realize that she followed me and called me right afterwards. So you just never know. So I would say to anybody out there that doesn't want to speak on social media, Red, if you have the men in your, in your gym, maybe start a small
Reach
men's
out.
group,
Reach out.
but start a small men's group,
Yeah, I
and,
hear you.
just talk as a group, or maybe do some one-on-one,
Well,
just
that's what I'm
somebody to
doing.
talk
That's what
to.
I do now. I got a couple of my friend guys, you know what I mean, that I talk to. They DM me
Mhm.
now, and we're actually, I'm able to reach out to them and talk off of here. I've met these guys from here. You know what I mean? I'm not going to call their names, but it's a few guys on here that I talk to, and
Right.
I wouldn't say mentor. I just relate. I relate to them. How I think now. Now that I finally walk in my peace now. How I got here. You know what
Right.
I mean, and what I'm going to do to stay here, and how do I, the things I do to stay walking in my peace.
Hmm.
Finally, you gotta basically a lot of that is cleaning up the mess that you made. You know what I mean? You got to face those things and face, you know what I mean? I finally cleaned up all family business. I finally actually went back and did the work and righted the wrongs that I could right,
Right.
and I'm still working on making sure I don't put that type of energy out there again, ever. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's a conscious thing. It's a conscious work every day. You know what I mean? But I love
Absolutely.
what I do, and I love the place that I'm in, and I'm basically just trying to put one foot in front of the other. So I'm talking to these guys, and hopefully more and more would come in and have a sit down, and you know what I mean, and we actually chop it up and find solutions,
Right.
because that's
And
what we're here for.
and if you guys don't like talking to anybody, like I said, for me, it wasn't talking to anybody. Mine started with meditating and talking to God.
Wow, bingo, bingo.
Because that
I
right
just learned
there,
how to do that.
now you're gonna play with the buttons. You're like a little kid playing with the
Yeah.
um but that was my thing. Yours was through fitness, and mine was, I don't want to do a push-up. I don't want to do 2 push-ups, but I didn't mind sitting in my peace and in my silence. And first I had to get comfortable with being in my own silence and
Yes,
being
gotta get
alone.
comfortable with you.
You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah, definitely,
And
definitely.
once you do that, you could do anything. And once I became comfortable, once I was so uncomfortable being alone, because who wants to be alone? But once I found that peace and I felt comfortable, oh my gosh, that meditation and that talk with God every single day, every single morning, there's nothing that I can't do and accomplish that day because he walks with me and I walk with him.
Definitely.
And I did post a video that had to do with you, with the fitness about walking with God.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I said, I told them that my physical trainer told me that I needed to incorporate walking in my everyday life. And I said, I told you that I walk with Jesus every day. So if you didn't see me out there walking, I told Jesus to let you know I was with him.
Thank you, Lord.
Because he's got my back. So if you don't see me out there, I've already gone on that walk.
All right. I'll let that slide today. But I'm gonna stay on you. I'm gonna stay on you.
Oh, as of today, I know you will. I have no doubt.
Yes, ma'am. My chat is talking. They are really, really engaging, and it's a beautiful thing. So they're definitely engaging into this conversation, into this podcast. Y'all definitely go follow BB. And if you got anything that y'all need to say, you can ask her questions right here. She's right here.
Yes.
Yeah, get it. we'll give y'all a minute she's definitely a beautiful person. Definitely. They're commending you. Facts.
Thank you. Yeah, if you guys if there's anything that you guys want to ask or say, we're funnels. We're funnels. So funnel it through Red. Ask that question.
Page is BB Christine. Christine.
BB, I think it's BB Christine. I think so. Or BB _ Chris.
BB _ Chris. Y'all can check her out. Like I said, she's an amazing person. I'm glad. I am more than overjoyed that she asked me to be a part of her page, of her podcast, of her journey. It's a beautiful thing to be around like-minded people. And like I said, it's y'all know I'm not the front street kind of guy. So, I'm more of a behind the scenes guy, but it's really important that we do this. It's really important that we say this. It's really important that we're sitting in these seats. Somebody got to damn do it. You know what I mean? Somebody got to do something, and if we could, it's so cliche. We say if we can help one person, I'm trying to help a lot of people, because at the end of the day, what are we doing this for?
Well, if you think about it though, Red, if we only help one person, right? But that one person helps another person. And that one, it's almost like a domino effect. True. So we only hit one domino, but that one domino hits another domino. And now you've reached 1 million people. So if you think about it like that, even if it's only one that you know about, it's going to be multiple. It's going to be hundreds. It's going to be thousands. It could be millions. Yeah.
Jade's best way to not be a punching bag, but still assist in helping someone through PTSD who want, I think her statement got cut off. Yeah, that's definitely true, Jay. I just want to let you know I did read that. We can help our people. Of course, we're not, nobody's trying to down anyone, or take on what, the weight of the world, because we can't save the world, but we can try to save each other. We can try to help each other. You know what I mean? Just doing what you can, reaching out. You know what I mean? Making yourself available is a big thing. You're making yourself available as a start. So, let's just start somewhere. Let's just start somewhere. That's my.
It all starts with one person, one voice. And, just like our Martin Luther Kings, our Malcolm X's, it started with one person. you know, and then it reached to hundreds of thousands and millions of people across the world.
Definitely.
You know, who doesn't still quote Martin Luther King?
Yeah, right. Even in some unsavory ways. LaShawna, I get what you're saying though. I definitely
You
get
know,
what you're saying.
so
Yeah, we got to do what we have to put the work in.
thank y'all for
And
joining.
sometimes the work is giving it away, and sometimes the work is giving your time. Sometimes the work is giving a kind word, or giving your experience. At the end of the day, we're here to help. We're here to help our fellow man. We're here to help each other. And it doesn't always, it's not always monetarily either. Just showing the hell up, giving a damn. That's, that counts too. So
Just
just
lending a
understand
hand.
that.
Lending a hand. Extend your hand. If you extend your hand, I mean, we'll take it. It's not about, it's not all about monetary. It's not all about publicity. It's not all about, being the next best thing. Only thing that I want to be is someone to help the next person. I don't need popularity.
Yeah, right.
I don't have to say the things that I do outside of doing this, but to share my experiences, to be able to share other people's experiences, of people that I've helped, because I've asked, people that I have helped don't mind that I talk about their experiences. I'm not saying no names, but absolutely talk about their experiences, because again, we never know who's listening and we never know who's going through that same thing. And definitely, I know Red doesn't, I know that I don't, we don't downplay anything.
Definitely.
It doesn't matter if, how little you think it is or how big you think it is. If it's a problem, it's a problem. Hello, fabulous. And we're here to help.
Definitely. We're
I
showing
know
up.
we've gone over our hour, but Red, thank you so much. Thank you and all of your followers that have come in,
Thank you for
that have
having
joined
me.
us.
Definitely.
Thank you. I hope you'll join me again.
I'm there. I am there.
Now you're just a
there.
phone call away.
I'm there. You know what I mean? Anytime you need me, anytime, you have any place that that you need me to be, I'm there. So
I appreciate you. And I want to say this was nothing but God. Social media, God has placed some great people in my path. You are one of them.
Thank you.
When we start this journey, we tell him what we need and tell him what we want. And then he places these people. I thought you were all fitness until we spoke. And then we were talking about mental health and, your journey. So that was nothing but God. And those are the things.
That's the reason why I'm like, before we go, I knew that I was probably going to lose a lot of support. I felt like I would lose a lot of support, but I had to make sure that I get back to the reason why I came here.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why ReddZone even exists is to help people, not not for the hand clap or the, you know what I mean, or the fame or anything. At the end of the day, we're here to help each other. And that's what I have to do. That's what I need to do. That's what makes the world go round. That's my joy. My joy is to be here and to meet people where they are and help them achieve their goals in fitness and in mental health. So anytime you need me, I'm here. Anybody who want to reach out to me, please do. I will make the time, because somebody had to make the time for me. So
absolutely. And anybody who's in my room that wasn't in here earlier, go follow Red. We got ReddZone in the house. He's amazing. You also have a clothing line.
Yes, ReddZone Fitness is my brand. We're just getting off the ground, so we're working on it. So, but the link is in my bio. You know what I mean? You can definitely reach out to me, and we can go from there.
Perfect. Well, Red, thank you. Thank your followers. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate the love.
Appreciate y'all being in here. Make sure you go follow BB Christine.
Everybody go follow
She's
Red.
amazing.
He's amazing.
It's been a pleasure. Definitely been a pleasure Big love, peace and love to your chat. Y'all take care of her now. She's a gem.
Oh, thank you.
All
Thank you
right.
so
You have a
much.
good night, sister.
All right. You too. We'll talk
All
to you
right.
soon. Bye-bye. All right, everybody. Well, thank you all for joining me this evening for Whispering Secrets and my special guest, Red. I thank everybody that came in, that everybody that has spoke in the chat, that just listened, who went and followed Red. I appreciate you. I have now been on for over an hour talking. Thank gosh I haven't had to talk the whole hour. Red did a lot of the talking, so that was good. But if you don't know Red, go follow him. He loves fitness. He loves mental health. He crushes mental health through fitness. I crush mental health through meditation and my walk with God. So everybody that is in here, I want to say thank you for joining. I'm about to sign off. Have a great evening and catch me next Monday. I will be on an earlier time. I will be on at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time moving forward, but it will be every Monday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thanks, you guys. Have a good night. Bye-bye.